What's up everyone and welcome back to Reload Reacts episode 54. My name is Trey and today we are going to look through r/ChoosingBeggars, the subreddit for those that have their cake and are insistent on eating it too. This first post is by Techo Live. Gave away free furniture, got a lecture about my colour choice from the taker. I recently moved and decided to give away my barely used sofa for free on a local free stuff group. A woman messaged me super excited saying she desperately needed it. She shows up, inspects it, then goes, "Oh, I don't like this beige colour. Could you have bought something in grey or navy? Those are trending now." Lady, this is free. I'm literally saving you hundreds of dollars. She continued to nitpick the cushions, the fabric, and even asked if I could throw in a coffee table to match. All while paying me exactly $0. I was so flabbergasted, I just kind of stood there like, you can always paint it if you want. She actually responded, "That's too much work. Maybe I'll just wait for someone else's free one." And then she just left. I honestly can't wrap my head around the entitlement. Wouldn't she have seen that it was beige in the photo? What happened there? This next post is by Jack the Jacker 92. Pulled over to help a broken down car this morning. Live in New England, it's a high of 21 degrees today, freezing deathly cold. I was on my way to work this morning and saw a car with hazards on an entry to a gas station. I pulled over, parked across from them beside a pump and offered my assistance. I'm not a car guy, but I've changed more flat tires in my day that I can do it with ease. Noticing that their tyre was flat, I grabbed my jack and got down and was talking to them, two women, through the wind cutting to the bone. They said, "We have a flat and our check engine light is on too, running real funny." I said, "I'm sorry to hear, maybe someone inside can take a look at it, I don't know the first thing about engines." The driver woman then looks over at my car. A yellow Dodge Charger that's 19 years old, not a high-end sports car or anything fancy by any means, it's just yellow so it stands out, and says, "You drive a car like that and expect me to believe you know nothing about engines? Yeah, okay." And looked away from me as if I disgusted her. You best believe I immediately started lowering the jack and putting that flat tire car right back down where it was and walked away. I told them best of luck and got back into my nice warm vehicle and drove to work, which I was now late for. Hope they learned some manners before the next time they broke down. Change your own damn tire since you want to cop an attitude with the one good Samaritan helping you out. As the top comment says here, and I totally agree with this too, takes a special kind of person to insult the person helping them out when they are under no obligation to do so, lol. That's facts. This next post is by Emergency Twist 7136. So I have an 8-month-old. So far, the total amount of money we've spent on this kid is maybe $1,000 and that's mostly nappies. We were the last of our social circles to have a baby and so we've been the recipients of all the stuff. Clothes, furniture, clothes, toys, breast pumps, we had 2 to choose from. More clothes, did I mention clothes? We got baby clothes from 3 different lines of hand-me-downs. My son's clothes previously belonged to his cousins on both sides and also a whole lot from friends. Babies grow fast. They don't wear out their clothes. An outfit that's been through 6 cousins already will either look new or have some slight stains but be perfectly good. An acquaintance was pregnant and was laminating the cost of baby clothes, so naturally I offered to supply her, and then she sent me her preferred brands. Mostly Ralph Lauren, I kid you not. I told her we have one Polo Ralph Lauren onesie, and full disclosure, the baby hated it. Sad times for him, maybe you shouldn't have peed on the laundry pile, so it was almost all we had left. Advice to new parents of boys, no matter how far you think they can reach, they can go a little bit further than that. Baby boys shoot like Steph Curry. Anyway, she proceeded to be outraged and offended that I planned to give her used baby clothes. She was trying to place an order for designer baby clothes, and as a result, we are returning to our own original plan for the baby clothes, which is to give them to a domestic violence shelter. She can't even have the one Ralph Lauren onesie we do have. Her argument, you could afford it. My argument, A significant part of why I'm not broke is that I don't waste my money on stupid things like designer baby clothes. We bought none of these, but if I had been buying it, the Ralph Lauren onesie would have never been considered. My son is not too good for used baby clothes, so why TF would I buy new for your baby? I like mine better than I like yours. Okay, OP, you're totally speaking facts. I don't see much of a need to have designer outfits to begin with. I think most people are like, oh yeah, special occasions, or we have more money, we can afford it. Some people even talk about quality. No, it's so dumb. Just buy normal clothes. You don't need $300 t-shirts when you can buy a $10 t-shirt and there are minimal differences. Designer clothing is so dumb. This next post is by Morrigan1129. Ooh, exciting puppy photo at the end of this one. My grandmother trying to get me to be a choosing beggar. So I've had an arrangement set up for a week now. I'm driving an hour tomorrow to go get a new puppy. The guy I'm getting the puppy from is giving him to me for free. Aww. My grandmother decides to call me tonight and suggests that I call the guy and ask him to meet me halfway, since it's quite a ways away. Now firstly, where I live, out in the sticks, everything is quite a ways away. I drive half an hour to get to the closest Walmart, so I told her, Grandma, he's giving me the dog for free. I'm not going to call him last minute and ask him to go out of his way to drive half an hour to give me a free dog. Well, you should. It never hurts to ask, and maybe he wouldn't mind, and then you wouldn't have to drive as far. What's the harm in asking? Because it makes me look like an a-hole, Grandma, that's why. Whatever, fine. Drive out of your way because you're too stubborn to even bother asking. Waste your time and gas, see if I care. Everyone, meet Bucky. Aww, such a cute little guy. These top comments are kinda speaking facts. A fun thing I do sometimes with my elderly parents is say yes, thank you, and then not do as they say. Someone replied and said, if you want to mix it up, you can occasionally say I'll keep that in mind. For this grandmother though, I'd stop revealing so many facts to her. Yeah, she's way too invested. I don't know what's going on with her. She's got nothing going on. I don't know why she's so invested in that. But this puppy's so cute though. This next post is by Mr. Bowles. What an amazing opportunity. I'm sure that was completely sincere, 100%. Lazy workers, do not read further! I'm about to provide a lucrative opportunity for young companies that are willing to meet my criteria. You have to have been in business with at least 6 months to qualify. I need my roof totally replaced on my 1,200 square foot home and will allow a company that's new to do it for free. I will pay 75% of materials. The rest is on you. After you complete my roof, to my satisfaction, you'll receive the following: 5 Google reviews from me and several friends that are in the industry, word of mouth recommendations for 6 months from me. I will allow you to place your sign in my yard for 45 days. I am sick and tired of entitled businesses today who want an overcharge, want a free ride, but are unwilling to put in a sweat equity to show they're serious. This is a mutually beneficial arrangement to show your future clients your dedication to your craft. PM me with any questions. As the top comment here reads, and I totally agree with this, why don't you ask those several friends that are in the industry? What an absolute rat. Yeah, what, this person wants to pay $0 and, ooh, 5 Google reviews. Ooh. Word of mouth recommendations for 6 months. That's some wild opportunities right there. This next post is by FCKVA Piano. My restaurant's genius way of deterring choosing beggars. I used to work in a restaurant that would be visited by beggars asking for free food up to 20 times a day. We were only open from 5 PM to 11 PM, so you can imagine how much of a hassle this was, especially considering that some of them wouldn't take no for an answer until we threatened to trespass them. When it was brought to the attention of the owner, he shrugged and simply said, "Why don't you just tell them that we only have vegan dishes to offer? That usually deters them." We didn't believe it would work, but we tried it anyway. Spoiler alert, it worked pretty well. For the remaining time I worked there, we saw the number of beggars fall from the double figures to less than half a dozen per week. Sure, I had to deal with people cussing me out for only being able to offer steamed broccoli and carrots with tempeh, the sheer horror, but it'd be a one-time thing and I'd never see them again. So yeah, if you ever encountered someone demanding something and not taking no for an answer, simply offer them something less than what they expected if you would have said yes. This next post is by Spare Me Over. Tonight, I met the anti-beggar. Oh, never heard of that one. I didn't know where else to post this and thought it might be a feel-good story for Valentine's Day. Ooh, bit late. About 4 months late here, but anyway. On the way home from work tonight, there's a corner store I stop at to grab things sometimes. It's on the border of a pretty affluent neighborhood, so I never see anybody hanging around outside / begging. Trust me, I've spent the majority of my life living around stores where you have to run a gauntlet of people asking you for change before you can get inside, but this place never has that. As I was walking into the store, there was a guy standing outside smoking a cigarette, and he didn't say anything to me, so I just assumed he was waiting for someone inside the store. When I came back out and passed him, he asked, "Do you have a couple dollars you can spare?" Yes. I said no, I don't have any cash on me. Which was true. But once I got in my car, I remembered I had $3 in the pocket of my bag, so I was like, what the heck, it's Valentine's Day. I got out and walked back over and handed it to him. He honestly seemed surprised and said, "Just so you know, I'm gonna go inside and buy a beer with this." I said, "Man, I don't care, it's all good, have a good evening." I went back to my car and did something on my phone, then started pulling out. He came out of the store and then approached my car, and I was like, F, I shouldn't have engaged, he's gonna ask for more, and cautiously put my window down. Man handed me back $1 and said, "The beer was only $2, thanks." I was so stunned for a second I couldn't respond, and then I was like, "Nah man, you can keep the other $1. But he shook his head and started walking away and said, "Thank you for being kind, happy Valentine's Day." A beggar gave me back my change. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. One of the comments says, "That's amazing. I once saw a man looking for food in the trash while I was getting gas. I offered to buy him some food inside. He went to get a hot dog. I asked him if he wanted chips and a drink and he said, 'No, I'm good thanks, I just want a hot dog.' I even asked, 'Are you sure?' and he just said, 'I just want a hot dog.' Sometimes you just want a hot dog." This next post is by Non Sum Qualis Erum. 17-year-old half-brother-in-law wants to buy friends with cake. "Hey blank, good to see you yesterday, I need to ask you something." "Good to see you too man, thanks for coming, shoot." "So your cakes were amazing. I have friends coming around Wednesday evening, and I wanted to ask if you could make me one of those lemon cakes." "Wow, friends already, that's awesome." "I have friends." "No, obviously, I mean friends in Spain already. It's only been like a week and a half, took me like a year. So could you make me a lemon cake for Tuesday?" So that one was about 2 days work. I had to do the lemon curd, lemon icing, candied lemon peel and lemon buttercream. "Can I interest you in the banana cake I made? That one's much easier." "No, I told them it would be a lemon cake." "You told them?" "Yes, blank." "Can I give you the recipe and talk you through the process then?" "You'll be able to do it, it's just a few different recipes that come together at the end. I can bring you a double boiler and cake turntable and everything, you can do it." "No." "And you really don't want the banana cake? It's pretty good. It's not impressive like the lemon one. I've told them it would be that one." "I'm sorry. It would be the whole of Tuesday and I have some errands to run. Let me know if I can do you the banana cake. I'll drop it round in time for Tuesday evening." "F this. I've already invited my whole group." "Dude, it's just cake. I'm sure they'll have a great time anyway." "F you." Damn, that escalated quickly. Family should not talk like that to you. If they're talking like that to you, they are not family. They are what you consider family, but they aren't family. This next post is by Shasta59. "Why are you not clearing the snow on the street in front of your house?" I live in Colgary. For years, since 1989, I have cleared the snow from the street in front of my house. The full length of the house, down to the pavement, full width of the street. No ICTC left. We have a park in the middle of the street, so houses only on one side. We also have a slight slope to the street. I clear the street so my visitors can get in and out easily and safely. In fact, when I park out front, I can 3-point turn and go out the way I came in if there is a lot of snow, and I don't have to worry about the slope. Now this year, I decided not to clear it at all. It has gotten icy, slippery and dangerous just like the rest of the street. A neighbour came over to complain to me because I was not creating a safe parking place for their visitors to park like I have always done. Apparently, someone came over and parked in front of my house and slipped and fell when they got out the day before. They got injured. Now this neighbour is saying they will sue me because I did not clear the street for them. I said I was not doing it anymore since everyone took advantage of my hard work and I got minimal benefit. And no one ever even said thank you in 35 years. I asked them why they did not clear the snow from the street in front of their house. They said they did not need to, since they just used the area I cleared and it was too much work. And then stated the person would be suing me for not clearing it and causing them to miss work and badly twist their ankle. I wondered why an ambulance came by. Apparently they could not drive after hurting themselves in the fall. And they are saying the ambulance people cut off the boot to examine the ankle. So I also owe for a new pair of boots. The audacity of some people to expect me to clear a public street just to benefit them because I had always done it. I am still awaiting the letter from the lawyer. If it comes, I will be suing them back for my time and effort to have responded to the lawsuit. And no, my house insurance will not cover anything. It was on a public street. The city just says you need to take due care and attention on public roads, so they will also get nowhere with the city. I will update if anything comes with it, but I suspect a good lawyer will tell them to go away and suck it up nicely. I totally agree with this top comment here. This is hilarious. The lack of self-awareness to not realize how stupid they sounded when saying, just use the area you cleared and it's too much work, is shocking. Yeah. Some people just don't understand their own stupidity. So oblivious. And anyway, that's going to be it guys. I hope you enjoyed the stories in r/ChoosingBeggars. Let me know what you'd like to listen to next in the comments section below, and also hit that subscribe button because I post new Reddit content every single day. There are 2 videos on the screen, one of which is for the most recent video, and another is for a video the YouTube algorithm thinks you want to watch next. My name is Trey, this was Reload Reacts, and I will see you in the next video.